in New York. She had her apartment, you know, on Park Avenue, 993 it was. But anyway, so I stored the Blue Angel in a little farm upstate, you know, where nobody would bother it. And from time to time, I go to New York and I just sit in it and I remember. And that's my April 1st story. Back to you, K9TZT.
Larry, that was great. Even though it was April Fool's story, but that was great. Some of you remember the rest of your life. Let me explain for those of the younger listeners. Marlene Dietrich was a movie star way back in the, I believe, the 30s or 40s and the 50s. She even starred on some of the old radio shows way back when. So, okay, Larry, that was a wonderful story. And anyway, even was for the April Fool's. I'm going to let you go. Your short time. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. And thanks for all you do. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. Hey, oh, that's right. We'll talk to you tomorrow night on the Rag Tune at tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on this repeater. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you, Jimmy. Have a great night.
Thanks for checking in. Okay, 8 more short-time remote stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now. Okay, that's two stations checked in short time. That doesn't happen that often. Okay, let's go with general check-ins. Well, I'll now take general check-ins from Northern Illinois, the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
KD9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, no traffic. C9GO, Larry and Rockton, no traffic.
Okay, I picked up 2 more stations. Again, I'm trying to be careful not to step on anybody. Sorry for the long pause there. K9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. AC9GO, Larry in Rockton, I've got you checked in, and we'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. And thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KD9MED, Carrie and Rockford.
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa, Greg in Rockford.
AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe.
KB9YKM, Keith in Cherry Valley.
Okay, I picked up 4 stations. KD9MED, Gary and Rockford, the king of the digital CW or the DX or whatever, got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. The roundtable. Thank you for checking in. N9GBP, Greg and Rockford, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. AC9NW, Tom and Roscoe, I've got you checked in. I'll get back to you in a few minutes roundtable. Thank you for checking in. KB9YKM, Keith in Cherry Valley. I've got you checked in, Keith. I'll get back to you a few minutes around here. Thank you for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9QQ, Dave in Rochelle.
Okay. Was that, you had keyed up, I missed the first letter of your call. Was that W9 Quebec?
Roger. Yeah, Dave in Rochelle. W9QQ.
Okay, W9QQ, I've got you checked in. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you a few minutes roundtable. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
KC9 CFL checking in, short time, no traffic.
KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. Got the stream up and going, Jimmy.
Okay, K9MED. Okay, Mike, I got you to do the check in. I hope they copied the first few minutes of the net there. So, thanks for all you're doing. We'll stand by for any internet check-ins. KC9 CFL. Mike in Rockton. Mike, I know you're short time, but what was the worst April Fool joke you ever had played on you?
Probably the stereotypical, at the time my girlfriend said she was pregnant, and it made it more funny because she finally told me, no, I'm not pregnant, and then she took a test a week later and she was. So I think I was like 17 years old at the time, which was horrible.
Okay, I won't make any comments about that. Mike, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from Northern Illinois for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, we got a good job from Northern Illinois. Let's see if we get just as good a turnout from Southern Wisconsin. Any stations in Southern Wisconsin would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net this time. Please call now.
KC9RGT, Norm in Orfordville, Wisconsin.
K9RGG, Norman, Orfordville, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Norm. I'll get back to you in a few minutes. Thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins in Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm going to go ahead and check in Patrick there. Internet check-in, Kilo Foxtrot 9 or Sierra Delta.
Okay, KF9SD, Pan Warren, Illinois, checking in for the internet. I got him checked in. That's Tony N9ARB calls him. Keep finding $9 silver. That's pretty good phonetics there. Okay, Mike, thank you for checking in. KF9SD, Pan Warren, Illinois. You're checked in. That's the Friday Night Fun Net. Thanks for checking in. Okay, at this time, any more stations in Southern Wisconsin who would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Well, it is Friday Night Fish Friday night in Wisconsin. Everybody's at their favorite bar, restaurant, or tavern, eating their catfish, buffalo, carp, bullhead, northern pike, walleye, muskie, or crappie. Those of you in the Milwaukee area, you eat your Polish sausages, hot dogs, brats, kielbasa, and the Braunschweiger. Opening day of baseball season being done next Thursday, April 7th. The Brewers will be playing the Cubs at Wrigley Field. So, okay. And of course, you cheese over eating some of that famous Wisconsin cheese. So, okay. At this time, I will take check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin for the Friday Night Fun Net. Please call now.
November 9, Zulu, Uniform Tango, Jeff, no traffic.
N9CUT, Jeff and Robert, got you checked in, Jeff. Got a good signal coming in tonight. Thanks for checking in. I'll get back to you a few minutes around here. Well, thanks for checking in. Any more general check-ins from anywhere in Northern Illinois or Southern Wisconsin, the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, this is K9RFD Net control the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, I got some good news. Richard, N9ZO in Belvedere, renewed his license this week. Kurt, KD9MED helped him out, so he's got his license renewed and he's good to go for another 10 years. His license it'll be up in 2032. He just celebrated his 80th birthday, and 10 years from now he'll be 90. So that's good news. That Richard N9ZO is going to be renewing his license, and will be. He doesn't always check in, but he listens every Friday night. So congratulations, Rich, on renewing your license. Okay. Does anybody else have any traffic that they'd like to pass along at this time? Oh yes, I gotta mention, this past Monday night, I should say, we had the National Weather Service Weather Spiral class, Quad Cities National Weather Service Weather Spiral class at Highland College. It was a good turnout, not as many as I thought there would be. Of course, they were doing social distancing, and you still had to wear a mask. Well, when the presentation started, I took my mask off. I said, to hell with them. And but it was a good turnout. You got to see a lot of slides, presentations, and what have you, video. There was a video of the Jones County Sheriff's deputy out in Iowa that saw a tornado. Following a tornado, was on one of the back roads there in that county. You can actually hear the radio conversation between him and their dispatch center. As you hear him, as the tornado went back up in the sky, this deputy said, you better notify Delaware County, next county over, let them know, contact their fire departments and be on the lookout for that tornado. But that was a fun time we had. Sorry to say there were no refreshments, but it was a good turnout. So, okay. Okay, any more stations you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Okay, this is April Fool's Day. This is the first time in all the years I run the Friday Night Fun Net, this is the first time that I've ever asked anybody for had a topic on April Fool's Day. What is the worst April Fool joke you ever played? What was ever played on you, I should say. Okay. Larry, K9HKX and Roscoe, what was the worst April Fool joke you ever had played on you?
KC9GCR, KD9HKX. Good evening, Jim, and everyone else on that tonight. You know, Jim, I hate to say this, but apparently none of the April Fool's jokes that were played on me over the years was bad enough to stick in my memory. I just don't remember them. I know there's been plenty of them along the way, but none of them were significant enough to stick around in my memory. So, other than that, everything's good here, so I'll turn it back to you. KC9GCR, KD9HKX.
Okay. Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. So, sounds good there. Okay, Larry, hey, thanks for checking in and participating, and thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun at AC9GO, Larry and Rockton. What was the worst April Fool joke that you had played on?
KC9GCR and the group, AC9GO here. Well, had one of the guys that I worked with took a real small sized resistor as far as wattage. I think it was like a 8-watt resistor, and he put it across the 2 prongs on one of the can't remember what it was, something I had to plug in anyhow, and it was like a megome or something like that. It was real small resistor. But once you plugged it in, it would really pop. So he got me with that. But probably the worst April Fool's joke was one that I pulled on one of the gals. Somebody came up with a piece of fur that was, maybe, 6-8 inches long. It's just a strip of fur. I put a thread on it, a black thread, and I set it up in her drawer so that when she pulled out the drawer, it would come flying out of it. And I really got her with that one. She opened up the drawer, it came flying out. She didn't notice the thread. And just kind of jumped out at her. So that's probably the worst one I pulled on anybody. Had a lot of fun on April Fool's Day generally, and as long as you don't hurt anybody, it's okay. 89 Geo, back to net.
Okay, Larry, sounds good. That was pretty good there. Okay, thanks. Thanks for checking in and mentioning your April Fool's Day joke there. Okay, KD9MED, Kerry in Rockford. You know what? I probably should have done the DX report and stuff first. We'll get to that in a few minutes after we get done here. Kerry, what was the worst April Fool joke you ever had played on you?
This is KD9MED. Thanks, Jimmy. Good evening, everybody. In diners, they used to have those plastic squeeze bottles where they'd have the ketchup and the mustard, and a squeeze bottle would have a narrow, pointy tip on it. Somebody played a prank on me where they put a yellow piece of yarn in the yellow squeeze bottle and squeezed it, pointed it at me and squeezed it. And it looks just like when that yellow yarn comes shooting out of the spout, it looks just like a stream of mustard. So it's a good joke. KD9MED.
This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Rockford, transferring from Friday Night Fun Net to our report. That was pretty good there, Gary. That was great. That was great. Thanks for telling us your April Fool joke. Before I continue, are there any more stations who'd like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net this time? Please call now. Okay, we'll continue. N9GBP, Greg and Robert, what was the worst April Fool joke you ever had played on?
N9GBP here. Well, I'll tell you, I don't remember any really good ones, but Walgreens sure played one on me today. I had made an appointment to go get my COVID booster shot, and I got there and got signed in and sat there for about 10 minutes. And then they called me up and told me, well, you're too young to get it, so go on home. So that's about all I can think of. So back to you.
Good God. I don't know what to tell. I don't know what to tell you about that. Well, I guess it would be some April Fool joke. I guess. Well, hopefully you'll get that done. I had both my shots were Johnson & Johnson. My first shot was when I got out of a month after I got out of Belvedere. That was in June 23rd. Johnson & Johnson. The second shot was the booster, Johnson & Johnson, the day before Thanksgiving. I think it was the Wednesday and November 23rd. So, okay. By the way, tomorrow it'll be exactly 1 year since I went into the hospital here in Freeport with the COVID. So, okay, sounds good there, Greg. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun and sharing that April Fool's joke. So, HC9NW, Tom and Roscoe. What was the worst April Fool's joke you had played on?
I'm like a couple of the other guys. I don't remember any that were played on me, but I remember one that one of the fellows I worked with played on another worker. This guy was a practical joker to begin with, and he had this rubber hand, looked real, and he set it up so another worker would come and ask him where something was. And what he did is he pulled his hand up in his sweater sleeve and put the artificial hand hanging out of the sleeve. And when the person asked him where something was, he swung his arm around like he was going to point and let go of the hand, and it flew across the room. And needless to say, the person asking the question had a startled look on his face. AC9NW, back to net.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good, Tom. Thank you. Okay. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun. That was great. Okay. Keith in Cherry Valley, KB9YKM. What's going on with you? And welcome to the Friday Night Fun Net. What was the worst April Fool joke you had played on you?
KC9GCR, KB9YKM. I don't know how bad it was. My girls, when they were little, and I think they got this idea from their mother, would always put my underwear in the freezer. Fortunately, they never learned to wet it first, but they loved doing that for years as little girls. And that was about the worst one I ever had, so back to net.
That's a pretty good joke that way too. Put it in the freezer. That's great. Okay. Thanks for checking. Thanks for checking and bringing in that joke there. All right, sounds good. W9QQ in Rochelle. What's going on with you? What was the worst April Fool joke you had played on? W9QQ, this is K9RFD. Are you still there? Okay, we'll move on. KD9CFL already checked in the short time gave us this April Fool joke. Okay, KD9MED, Mike and Rochelle. What was the worst April Fool joke that you had played on you?
KD9MED here. Well, Jimmy, I'm like a few of the guys tonight. Like, I've had jokes played on me, but nothing really recent. Nothing that I can really think of. But other than that, I think I've participated in a few over the years, you know, many years back, though, of course. That's about all I have for tonight. KD9MED, back to net.
Okay, sir, it sounds good, Mike. Okay, that's fine. Thank you for all you do. Let me know if there are any more internet check-ins. So that's really great. We should be hearing from Jim in Pennsylvania there shortly. Okay, thanks. KC9RGG, Norm in Orfordville. What's going on with you? What was the worst April Fool joke you had played on you?
KC9GCR, KC9RGG. Jim, I can't really remember a joke being played on me. I'm sure there were lots of them, but of course my mind has turned to mush. This happens when you get to be close to 80. But I do happen to remember back when I was 4 or 5 years old, I didn't know about April Fool's Day. And my father told me I should tell my mother that there were 4 white horses out in the front yard. And so I told her that, and I had no idea why I was lying to her, but I guess that was the first April Fool's joke that I ever played on anybody else, and I did it on my mother, at my father's insistence. KC9GCR, KC9RGG.
Okay, well, I suppose at that age, you're 4 years old. You don't know what April Fool's Day was and what happened. So you think somebody telling you, think you actually believe it. So okay. Hey, Norm, thanks for checking in. 73, have a good evening. You'll probably be hitting the sack pretty soon, but thanks for checking in. Okay, N9CUT, Jeff in Rockford. What's going on with you? What was the worst April Fool joke you had played on you?
KC9GCR and 9CUT. Don't really remember. I think the frozen underwear probably was one when I was a kid. Nothing's really coming to mind. So, other than that, everything's going just fine. So, back to you, Jimmy. N9CUT.
Okay, Jeff. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I know you don't check in that much, but it's always good when I hear from you. Have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. Thanks for checking in. Okay, this is K9GCR, Net Control, the Friday Night Fun Net. I don't remember any April Fool's jokes played on me, but I remember one time, when I was a kid, I eat cereal. I eat cereal as a kid. That was my breakfast. I always had milk and I always put sugar on. One April Fool that day, my mother, well, she didn't actually do it, but she told me she was going to put salt in the sugar bowl. Oh boy, that would have been something. Hey, let me reset. I'll tell you something else too. This would not have to do with, it has nothing to do with an April Fool joke, but I'll tell you what, my late father, my late dad, he loved his beer. He used to drink beer like he'd come home from work, he had a couple beers, but on the weekend, it was always party time. He always drink beer in it. He started in the morning, he'd continue right through into the evening. I'm not kidding you, folks. For whatever reason, he always put salt in his beer. I don't know why he ever did that. Well, one time, and I'm not kidding you, folks, we were on vacation. We were camping on a trail on the Mississippi River between Savannah and Johnson. He was gonna put salt in his beer. Instead of salt, he put pepper in his beer. Oh, he didn't realize till he drank it there. He said, "Oh, I put pepper in my beer." Folks, this is a true story. I'm not kidding you. Okay. Any more stations to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
K9TV.
K9EPG, Al Rochelle. Okay, Al. What's going on with you? What was the worst April Fool joke you ever had happen to you?
Oh, what happened to me today? Finally, after 2.5 years with being closed for COVID and everything else, I finally got to the eye doctor today and got my retinal exam and got my eyes tested and ordered new glasses. And boy, I needed them too. Anyway, I don't remember any of them in particular, but I remember one year, back before computers were relevant, not people who had computers or the internet, I used to have fax machines. And people used to send stuff over fax machines, and some were jokes. And I remember the one that I seem to remember was one year on April 1st. Let me reset. Anyway, we got a bulletin over the fax, official state of Illinois stationery, announcing that a new law was going into effect that required all vehicles operated in Illinois had floor-mounted dimmer switches. And if you remember back in the day, because we're neither of us are young there, Jimmy, all cars had the dimmer switches mounted on the floor.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Go ahead.
Anyway, so they were saying, you know, that the manufacturers would start making them on the floor, and people that had the column-mounted dimmer switches would have them moved to the floor. And the reason for that was there was an increase in highway accidents after the dimmer switches were moved to the column because blondes were getting their caught in the steering wheel trying to dim their headlights.
Okay, I believe you, Al. Go ahead.
I guess that's about it, but I seem to remember that when it popped into my head. And it was unofficial. It stated the Illinois government missionary probably came out of Springfield as a joke for April Fool's Day.
Oh boy, I think I can just imagine what went on there at the time. That's for sure. Hey, Al, thank you. Thank you for checking in. So, okay, that's good that you got your new eyeglasses. That's one check off on the bucket list, if you'll say.
I don't have them yet, but you know, I will be getting them now that they've been I've gotten the eye exam and they've been ordered. And boy, I need them too. I've had these for about 2.5 years, and they're kind of scratched up, and the prescription ain't quite right on them anymore. You know, there's a lot. I sit here and watch TV, and it's kind of blurry. Although I know you understand what that's like. So, but anyway, yeah, I got that. Oh, and I got my new TV antenna put up yesterday. I can actually get all the Rockford stations now.
That's great. That is great. We had a good couple of days so far. Okay. Hey, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun. Definitely good news there on the whole front there down at your QTH. Sounds good. Okay. Any more? That concludes my list. Are there any more stations who'd like to check into the Friday Night Fun then? You were coming home with your Friday night fish fry, steak fry, grocery shopping, or the show. If you just turned your radio on, you've been copying me over the last 45 minutes. This is your chance of checking the Friday Night Fun. If you're familiar with the region, without traffic, please call K9GCR.
GCR, WX9RFD. Here is KC9YI, Kilo Charlie 9 Yankee India.
I got two stations checked in. WX9RLT, Ricky, and Rockford, West Park got you checked in, Ricky. And the K9YI, Scott, Monroe, Wisconsin. Got you checked in, Scott. I'll get back to you in a few minutes, Scott. Thank you for checking in. WX9RLT, Ricky, what's going on with you? What was the worst April Fool joke you had pulled on you?
Oh man, you put me on the spot. I have no idea. Man, I think the one that probably annoyed me the most was if I got the joke or if I got the question right, which was the most memorable April Fool's joke that happened to me. Some people switched out some of my my underwear with somebody else's, and yeah, that was kind of annoying. It was something so small and stupid, but I went to go change my underwear one day, and it was like, on April Fool's Day, and long story short, I'm like, what the heck? So somebody moved into my house. But yeah, it was like I said, it's something so small and, so, simple, but it was kind of annoying. So, and I think that one probably sticks out because of that. So, yeah, not too much going on here, just kind of kicking back, just got to the radio here, and I hope I had the question right. If not, I look like a total fool, but that wouldn't be the first time. Back to you, Jimmy, WX9RLD.
Okay, Larry, K9KZT, at the end of the CW last night, and at the end of the Elvin Technet said, just why don't you, with April Fool's Day today, why don't you ask the question, what was the worst April Fool joke you ever had pulled on you? That was the question. Okay, Ricky, thanks for checking in. We'll get back to you later on here. KC9YI, Scott Monroe, what's going on with you? What is the worst April Fool joke you ever had played on you? That's the question tonight.
Real good, Jim. KC9GCR in the net. This is KC9YI. Well, let's see. Our friends just left. They came back, and we got together again. Our friend recovered from the COVID and isn't contagious anymore, so we got a chance to get together again. And they just left. And I guess I remember one time somebody, you know, those rubber snakes that look, you know, are pretty realistic looking. Somebody put that on my seat, you know, my work truck, you know, right right on the seat there. So when I opened up the door, I didn't see it when I, you know, through the window, but when I opened up the door, there it was, and it kind of gave me a little bit of startled me a little bit there, but anyway, it was just a rubber snake, but it looked pretty real at first. So anyway, I guess that's about all I have here. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI.
Oh, I remember those. That's for sure. Those old rubber lizards and all that. I remember back when I was a kid, growing up there. That's for sure. Hey, Scott, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. We'll definitely catch you on the Greene County Net this coming Sunday night, 7:30 p.m.
Real good, Jim. We'll catch you later. KC9GCR, this is KC9YI 73.
That's Scott K9YI. He's net control of the Greene County Aries Races Net with Smeech every Sunday evening at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, Wisconsin with the PL 123.0 minus offset. It's a combination of Aries Races and rag tune net. That's a good net. Do check into that one, those who've never heard or checked into that. Okay, before we move on to our DX report or the in the tech corner or what have you there, are there any more stations who'd like to check the Friday Night Fun net? Please go on now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun net on the W9AXD Repeater Rockford transferring for Friday Night Fun net Center and Freeport. I gotta get on with these TechNet and the DX report here. Now we're going to do W9UIJ Carl's Corner in honor of our late great friend and colleague Carl Larson, W9UIJ. This is our technical portion. Does anybody are you having a problem with your power supply or amplifier? What kind of an antenna do you want to put up on your tower? If you have a technical question, especially you new hams who are listening to us, and you have any technical questions, don't be afraid to ask. We'll try to answer the tech questions for you. Anybody have any tech questions at this time? Okay, now we'll move on to the W9 Gene Duncan DX Corner. In honor of our late great friend and colleague, Gene Duncan, W9TD, the king of DX. Every time he checked in this net, he always had a DX report to pass along. Of course, that call now is held by Gary in Crystal Lake, formerly K9 MFJ. So K9FML. That's right. Okay. Does anybody have any DX reports that you'd like to pass along at this time? Please go ahead.
KD9MED.
K9MED. Okay, Kerry, what do you got for us?
This is KD9MED. Hello again. The solar flux index got up to 156 this week. That's the highest it's been in 5 years. It was the best week for DX that I've ever experienced. I worked 36 countries this week, including 3 new countries. Brief reset. On 15 meters, I worked HS1 OLQ in Thailand. On 12 meters, I worked 4X4 MF in Israel. Brief reset. On 17 meters, I worked PJ5/SP9FOW, which is Saba and St. Eustatius, which is a pair of islands in the Caribbean east of Puerto Rico. Brief reset. I also had some other interesting QSOs in countries that I have worked before. I worked OX3HI in Greenland on 12 meters. And BG0CAB is the second Chinese station I've worked so far, and he was in Urumqi, which is way over on the western side of China, in the Uyghur region. Brief reset. This weekend is the QSO party for 3 states, Missouri, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And so anyway, just great conditions. It's so very exciting. I never dreamed it would ever be like this in all my years as ham radio operator. KD9MED, the Duke of Digital DX.
The Duke of Digital DX. I'll remember that. Thank you. I called you the King of Digital DX. Sorry about that. Okay. So that's good. Congratulations on working those stations. Oh boy. Thailand, Israel, and St. Lucia, and Greenland, and China. That's great. And thanks for letting us know about those QSO parties. That's great. Speaking of, okay. Now, thanks for checking in there, Kerry, bring us that DX report. Does anybody else have any DX reports they'd like to pass along at this time?
November 9, Golf Bravo Papa.
Okay, Greg, hold on here. I gotta get out a piece of scratch paper. Here, so hold. I'll be right with you. Okay, N9 the GBP. Okay, Greg, what do you got for us?
Well, I was able to hear a lot of those same stations that Kerry was talking about, but I only got through to a couple of DX stations this week. I got K9RFD in Japan and EB2EMZ in Spain. No real far away crazy stations for me this week.
Okay, you work Japan and Spain, you say?
Yeah, that's what I got this week.
Well, congratulations on working in Japan and Spain. That's great. And thank you Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net and for bringing in that DX report and for participating in the roundtable. Okay. Thanks for the DX report. Any more stations have any DX reports you'd like to pass along?
KD9EPZ.
KD9EPZ. Okay, Al, what do you got for us?
Wednesday, I talked to S57DX in Sylvania, not the light bulb, this country. That's 4,700 miles. And that was on my end-fed 54-foot piece of wire.
Oh, yeah. I worked a station in Slovenia. I think I worked a couple of those stations. I think if I remember correctly, somebody told me that I think that's all a family of ham radio operators there.
I don't know, because you have to remember I have over an S9 noise floor over here, which makes it kind of hard to hear stations. So, so usually if I'm hearing somebody, they're running a lot more power than a little 100 watts in a wire I'm running. They're usually running beams and legal limit.
Okay, sounds good. I'd have to look at my logbook there, but I believe it was a couple of stations. Yeah, it was Slovenia, yes. Okay, well, hey, congratulations. That's great you worked in Slovenia with the type of antenna system you have. That's great. Okay, thanks. Any more DX reports? Any other station with DX reports? Please go ahead. Okay. I don't know if Gary is listening or not, but I think he checked in last week or a couple weeks ago. But you know what? We're going to put him W9GD. Gene Duncan's old call. We'll put him we always put him down as an honorary check. He was I call him the king of DX. He and another guy, Mike Olbrich, 89AY, were big DX operators too. And you know what? I think it was 1 year ago. I don't know if it was today or tomorrow or whenever that he passed away. He was a big contributor to the Friday Night Fun Net. He checked in whenever he got a chance. But he was sorely missed. That's for sure. I think he passed away right about the same time I went into the hospital last year for COVID. Like I said, tomorrow will be exactly 1 year since I went into the hospital. It was on Good Friday last year, April 2nd, Good Friday last year. So, okay. Any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater. Robert transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Center here in Freeport. Okay, one more thing we gotta do first. We gotta do the swap net. All items he bought, sold, or traded must be related to the hobbies of ramp radio or computers. All items to be bought, sold, or traded must be the property of or in possession of the person who wants to get rid of the stuff. It may mention price over the air, but it actually should be done either in person or over the telephone. Also, no commercial business of any kind is allowed. Does anybody have any swap net traffic at this time? Please call now. Okay, let the record show there was no swap net traffic to be had. We have a swap net segment during the Monday night around our info net at 7 p.m. Monday evenings on this repeater. And of course, we have our Wednesday evening swap net at 8 p.m. On the 147.390 repeater here in Freeport, PL 114.8 plus offset. So, okay. Before we move on, any more stations would like to check into the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. in the event, in the reference to got Kerry K9MED mentioned we got QSO parties for Missouri, Louisiana, and Mississippi. At this time, I'm gonna read the DX Code of Conduct and the contesters of Code of Ethics. Okay, DX Code of Conduct. 1. I will listen and then listen again before calling. 2. I will only call if I can copy the DX station properly. 3. I will not trust the DX cluster and will be sure of the DX station's call sign before calling. 4. I will not interfere with the DX station nor anyone calling and will never tune up on the DX frequency or in the QSX slot. 5. I will wait for the DX station to end a contact before I call. 6. I will always send my full call sign. 7. I will call and then listen for a reasonable interval. I will not call continuously. 8. I will not transmit when the DX operator calls another call sign, not mine. 9. I will not transmit when the DX operator queries a call sign not like mine. 10. I will not transmit when the DX station requests the geographic areas other than mine. 11. When the DX operator calls me, I will not repeat my call sign unless I think he has copied it incorrectly. 12. I will be thankful if and when I do make a contact. 13. I will respect my fellow hams and conduct myself so as to earn their respect. And this is the last one. This is kind of what it's not in the official code, but this is what Kerry K9MED mentioned a while back. 14. I will send a QSL card to the DX operator to confirm my contact with the station. That's the DX Code of Conduct. Okay, now I will read the Contester's Code of Ethics. 1. I will learn and obey the rules of any contest I enter, including the rules of my entry category. 2. I will obey the rules for amateur radio in my country. 3. I will not modify my log after the contest by using additional data sources to correct call sign / exchange errors. 4. I will accept the judging and scoring decisions of the contest sponsor as final. 5. I will adhere to the DX Code of Conduct in my operating style. 6. I will yield my frequency to any emergency communications activity. And, 7. 7. I will operate my transmitter with sufficient signal quality to minimize interference to others. That's the Contester's Code of Ethics. But I'll tell you what Rick, K9QDP said. He said if everybody, and you know, he might be right, if everybody had made the DX Code of Conduct and the Contester's Code of Ethics, he may not be able to make contact with anybody at all. He might be right. But good luck in making the contact that you check into these QSO parties. And you know what? That's right. I forgot. I had last Sunday I made a contact with a station in Pennsylvania on the 20 meters. I think he was, I don't know what kind of contest we were running, but instead of giving your station, he'd give you like your EN number and what your zone number and all that kind of stuff. I said, oh boy. I forgot to mention it during my DX quarter, but good luck on your making those contacts with your stations in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Missouri.
9WFT DX Bulletin and 9WFT DX Bulletin. Papa Yankee 2 Victor Mike. Say again. N9W.
Fun that, please call now.
Phone. He is working 14.245 and is 5'7", peaking 5'8". Well, let me look. Okay. Well, it changed. He's 5'8", peaking 5'9", into my Woodford County, Illinois station. Let me share this one more time. Let me share it one more time. 9WFT DX Bulletin and 9WFT DX Bulletin.
Okay, at this time, we're going to do the Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. This is really for the benefit of those people listening on scanners who are studying for their first ham radio license. Now, I have not heard, we were supposed to have a VE testing session that's coming tomorrow here in Freeport Public Library. I have no idea whether that is actually going to take place tomorrow. I have not heard from Brandon, K9LOA, or anybody. I asked him on the way home, back home from the weather spiral class this past Monday. He didn't know, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to tell you what. Well, I'm going to go ahead with this anyway. We have a lot of people who listen to this net on scanners because they can't listen to police communications anymore unless you have a very expensive digital scanner. And of course, we have a lot of people who listen to this net or want to be ham radio operators. This is really for their benefit. So, okay. First question.
I was busy today.
First question. What is an amateur station control point? A. The location of the station's transmitting antenna. B. The location of the station's transmitting apparatus. C. The location at which the control operator function is performed. D. The mailing address of the station licensee. What is an amateur station control point? A. The location of the station's transmitting antenna. B. The location of the station's transmitting apparatus. C. The location at which the control operator function is performed. D. The mailing address of the station licensee. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
Oh, and then I got this thing that was a temporary license. You can look up online and
KD9HKX C Charlie.
About 2 weeks, I'll get my new license with the veterans stuff.
You are correct. You are correct. What is an amateur station control point? Correct answer, C Charlie, the location at which the control operator function is performed. All right, we'll find another one here. I'm trying to avoid using every week. It kind of gets boring, so we'll find some here.
That's absolutely right.
And again, speaking of renewing licenses and stuff, once again, I'll repeat. Richard, N9ZO, renewed his ham radio license this week. So he's good to go for another 10 years yet. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You know what? N9ZO. I should have done this earlier. HC honorary check-in. Okay. Now we'll find another question. Congratulations, Rich. All right, hold on.
All you gotta do is take in your meeting.
Okay, when using a directional antenna, how might your station be able to access a distant repeater if buildings or obstructions are blocking the direct line of sight path? A. change from vertical to horizontal polarization. B, try to find a path that reflects signals to the repeater. C, try the long path. D, increase the antenna SWR. When using a directional antenna, how might your station be able to access a distant repeater if buildings or obstructions are blocking the direct line of sight path? A, change from vertical to horizontal polarization. B, try to find a path that reflects signals to the repeater. C, try the long path. D, increase the antenna SWR. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
And she's talking about, Dan, what do you think if we make plans to go shopping on Monday? Well, that'd be great to go shopping and give
CUT.
I just don't want to get her.
NICUT, go ahead, Jeff.
I'm going to give a guess. B is in Bravo.
No.
You are correct, Jeff. You are correct. When using a directional antenna, how might your station be able to access a distant repeater if buildings or obstructions are blocking the direct line of sight path? Correct answer is B, Bravo. Try to find a path that reflects signals to the repeater. On VHF and UHF, if a direct signal path is blocked by building or other obstruction, a beam antenna can be used to aim the signal at a reflecting surface to bypass the obstruction. Operator license manual, page 4-16. Okay. Which of the following bands may provide long-distance communications during the peak of the sunspot cycle? A, 6 or 10 meter bands. B, 23 centimeter band. C, 70 centimeter or 1.25 meter bands. D, all of these choices are correct. Which of the following bands may provide long-distance communications during the peak of the sunspot cycle? A, 6 or 10 meter bands. B, 23 centimeter band. C, 70 centimeter or 1.25 meter bands. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
How long has it been back?
KD9MED says A alpha.
I crossed.
You are correct, Gary. You are correct. Which of the following bands may provide long-distance communications during the peak of the sunspot cycle? Correct answer is A alpha, 6 or 10 meter bands. Find another one here. Okay. Which of the following frequencies is equal to 28.400 kilohertz? I'm going to read that again. Which of the following frequencies is equal to 28,400 kilohertz? A, 28.400 megahertz. B, 2.800 megahertz. C, 284.00 megahertz. D, 28.400 kilohertz. Which of the following frequencies is equal to 28,400 kilohertz? A, 28.400 megahertz. B, 2.800 megahertz. C, 284.00 megahertz. D, 28.400 kilohertz. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
N9CUT.
D Delta.
Okay, we got two stations checking in. Bob N9, no. Rick, K9, Jeff, NICUT. Okay, what do you say?
28.400 megahertz.
Okay, Ricky, WX9RLT, I think that was you. What do you say?
Hey, he's probably got it right. I'm going to shoot for D Delta.
Well, okay, Ricky, sorry about that. That was not correct. Jeff, NICUT, you are correct. Which of the following frequencies is equal to 28,400 kilohertz? Correct answer is A alpha, 28,400 megahertz. 28,400 kilohertz equals 28,400 by times 0.001 megahertz per kilohertz equals 28.4 megahertz. Ham radio license manual page 2.2. And I was never good at math. I flunked it when I was in my sophomore year in high school, but I had to take it again my senior year in order to graduate. This is a true story. All right. Oh, I think I already read this question. I don't want to read it again. All right. Which of the following is commonly used as a visual indicator? A, LED, B, FET, Z, Zener diode, B, bipolar transistor. Which of the following is commonly used as a visual indicator? A, LED, B, FET, C, Zener diode, D, bipolar transistor. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Do what you can.
9CUT.
The brotherhood going.
Go ahead, Jeff.
See how it goes.
LED.
That, as mother,
Did you say LED? You cut yourself off.
really don't go too far.
Yes, LED. Lima Echo Delta.
You are correct, Jeff. You are correct. Which of the following is commonly used as a visual indicator? Correct answer is A alpha LED. We'll find another one here.
And let's face it, with me and Mom, neither one of us are getting younger. But I'll take.
Oh, I'm not gonna worry about that. Let's find another. Oh, that's too easy. I'm gonna find another one here. Too easy. Okay. What type of antennas are the quad, Yagi, and dish? A, non-resonant antennas. B, log periodic antennas. C, directional antennas. D, isotropic antennas. What type of antennas are the quad, Yagi, and dish? A, non-resonant antennas. B, log periodic antennas. C, directional antennas. D, isotropic antennas. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
But,
Go with C. Charlie, directional antennas, KD9MED.
I'm going to go back to 20.
You are correct, Mike. You are correct. What type of antennas are the quad, Yagi, and dish? Correct answer is C. Charlie, directional antennas. Quads, Yagis, and dishes are all examples of directional or beam antennas. Ham radio license manual, page 4-16. Okay. All right. Okay. Just a minute. Okay. This is the last question on the text Q&A. What should be done to all external ground rods or earth connectors? A, waterproof them with silicone caulk or electrical tape. B, keep them as far apart as possible. C, bond them together with heavy wire or conductive strap. D, tune them for resonance on the lowest frequency of operation. What should be done to all external ground rods or earth connections? A, waterproof them with silicone caulk or electrical tape. B, keep them as far apart as possible. C, bond them together with heavy wire or conductive strap. D, tune them for resonance on the lowest frequency of operation. Anybody have correct answer to this question?
KD9HKX, C. Charlie, bond them all together.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. What should be done to all external ground rods or earth connections? correct answer. C, Charlie. Bond them together with heavy wire or conductive strap. Okay, that concludes the tech portion of the trivia segment. Before we do get into the general portion, are there any more stations you'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on. Okay, we'll do a few general questions, and we'll try to do some extra questions. Now, okay, first question in the general portion. The frequency allocations of which ITU region apply to radio amateurs operating in North and South America? A, Region 4, B, Region 3, C, Region 2, D, Region 1. The frequency allocations of which ITU region apply to radio amateurs operating in North and South America? A, Region 4, B, Region 3, C, Region 2, D, Region 1. Anybody correct to answer this question? Come on, people, if you know this, let's go. This is for the benefit of those who are studying for their first ham radio license. I'm going to read this question one more time. The frequency allocations of which ITU region apply to radio amateurs operating in North and South America? A, Region 4, B, Region 3, C, Region 2, D, Region 1. Anybody correct to answer this question?
K9ZUT. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Region 2.
You are correct, Jeff. You are correct. This is Region 2. The frequency allocations of which ITU region apply to radio amateurs operating in North and South America? Correct answer, C, Charlie, Region 2. The ITU has created 3 administrative areas called regions. Each region has its own set of frequency allocations or divisions of the radio spectrum. See www.iarU.org/regions.html. North and South America, Alaska, Hawaii, and most U.S. territories and possessions are in Region 2. 97.301 ITU Radio Regulations, General Class License Manual, page 3-2. Okay. Oh boy. Some of these are too technical even for my liking, so I'm gonna... Oh, good God, I'm not reading that one. Okay. We'll find them. Alright. Hold on. I'm trying to avoid reading the same questions. Okay. What benefit can high geomagnetic activity have on radio communications? A, aurors that can reflect VHF signals. B, higher signal strength for HF signals passing through the polar regions. C, improved HF long path propagation. D, reduced long delayed echoes. What benefit can high geomagnetic activity have on radio communications? A, auroras that can reflect VHF signals. B, higher signal strength for HF signals passing through the polar regions. C, improved HF long path propagation. D, reduced long delayed echoes. Anybody have correct answer to this question? Okay, I'll read the question and give the correct answer. What benefits can high geomagnetic activity have on radio communications. Correct answer is A alpha. Auroras that can reflect VHF signals. When sunspot numbers are high, there is a significant amount of solar activity and there will be more ionization of the ionosphere. The more the ionosphere is ionized, the higher the frequency of radio signals that may be used for long-distance communications. During the peak of a sunspot cycle, the 20-meter or 14 megahertz band will be open around the world, even through the night. General Class License Manual, page 8-12. Okay. Why is long-distance communication on the 40-meter, 60-meter, 80-meter, and 160-meter bands more difficult during the day? A. The F layer absorbs signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. B. The F layer is unstable during daylight hours. C. The D layer absorbs signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. C. The E layer is unstable during daylight hours. Why is long-distance communication on the 40-meter, 60-meter, 80-meter, and 160-meter bands more difficult during the day? A. The F layer absorbs signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. B. The F layer is unstable during daylight hours. C. The D layer absorbs signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. D. The E layer is unstable during daylight hours. Anybody have the correct answer to this question?
9 said you take.
Go ahead, Jeff.
The F layer absorbs the radiation or something like that.
Sorry, Jeff, that is not correct. Thanks for trying. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
CUT.
What?
D.
Repeat that. You cut yourself off.
Okay, sorry about that. How about the D layer does the absorption?
Nope, that is not correct either. Thanks for trying, Jeff. Anybody else want to give it a shot?
CUT.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's see. How about E?
There is no E. Okay. All right, I'm going to read this question one more time. Why is long-distance communications on the 40-meter, 60-meter, 80-meter, and 160-meter bands more difficult during the day? A. The F layer absorbs the signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. B. The F layer is unstable during daylight hours. C. The D layer absorbs the signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. D. The E layer is unstable during daylight hours. All right. Now let's see if anybody other than Jeff has the correct answer to this question. All right. Why is long-distance communications on the 40-meter, 60-meter, 80-meter, and 160-meter bands more difficult during the day? Well, the correct answer is C, Charlie. The D layer absorbs signals at these frequencies during daylight hours. Think of the D region as the darned daylight region. That's what it says in the book. Instead of bending high-frequency signals back to Earth, it absorbs energy from them. Signals at lower frequencies, longer wavelengths, such as 160, 80, 60, and 40 meters, are absorbed more than at higher frequencies. The ionization created by the sunlight does not last very long in the D region. disappearing at or shortly after sunset. General Class License Manual, page 8-5. All right, we're gonna do one more question in the general portion, and then we're gonna move on to the extra portion. Let me get everything straight here, if I can find the right question. All right. All right. Let's find it here. Okay. We'll find it here. Don't worry about it. I'm just trying to find. All right. Okay. What are the toughest questions in the Tech Extra and QA book? Your tower questions, of course. You didn't think you thought I was going to give you guys a break and not ask any of these questions. No way, Jose. Those of you who are going to get your first, even though we're in the extra, the general portion, some of you new listeners are going to become ham radio operators. Someday you're going to be involved in a tower climbing expedition. You're going to be climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of the ground support crew. Whatever this question might put you over the top as far as getting your technician's license. Even though this isn't the general class license, I think by rights you really should be on the technician's portion. But here we go. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All these choices are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? A. Notify the electric company that a person will be working on the tower. B. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. C. Unground the base of the tower. D. All these choices are correct. Anybody have a correct answer to this question?
KD9HKX, B Bravo.
You are correct, Larry. You are correct. What should be done by any person preparing to climb a tower that supports electrically powered devices? Correct answer is B Bravo. Make sure all circuits that supply power to the tower are locked out and tagged. Before climbing, remove power from any circuit that will not be used while you are on the tower. The best way is remove fuses or open circuit breakers. Once the circuit is open, lock the circuit breaker open, if possible, and tag the fuse box or breaker panel so that no one will reconnect the circuit. General Class License Manual, page 9-15. Okay, this concludes this portion of Friday Night Fun Trivia. Before we move on to the extra class portion, are there any more stations who just joined us who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please go on now.
W9JTC. Good evening, Jimmy.
W9JTC, you're late, Jamie. No, you're not. I'm just kidding. I'm sure you had something else going on. W9JTC, what's going on with you?
Well, good evening, Jimmy. Not a whole lot going on here today. Boy, we started out kind of rugged this morning with the temperature, but boy, it didn't get too bad today. Got out a little bit. Got some much-needed tasks done, so that's not all in all too bad. Looks like the weekends shouldn't be too bad. We'll keep our fingers crossed on the weather. So, anyway, I just got in here a little late. I've been working on a few things and listening, and I had to wait for you to get done with the trivia there. So, anyway, Jimmy, that's all I've got from here. Everything's going well. So. back to you, and keep up the good work, sir. W9JTC.
Sounds good, Jamie. I understand. I was just giving you a hard time there. Hey, the question tonight. Today's April Fool's Day. What was the worst April Fool's Day joke you ever had pulled on you? That's the question I'm asking tonight.
Oh, I see. Probably the worst one. Trying to think. I think the worst one was the day I thought I was going to get fired from a job, and it turned out it was a joke. But yeah, it was. I didn't think it was very funny at the time. It is now to go back and look at it and laugh because I should have seen the signs. But yeah, I remember that one quite well. But back then, like I said, back when that happened, I didn't think it was so funny. But yeah, like I said, you live and you learn. But yeah, April Fool's Day. I keep forgetting that. April 1. So all right, thanks, Jimmy. Back to you, W9JTC.
Sounds good, Jamie. Larry, K9KZT suggested I do this as a topic tonight. They mentioned it last night at the end of the CW portion of the Health and Tech Net. You know what I thought about doing as an April Fool joke? I thought about doing it, and I thought, you know what? I don't have the heart to do it. I can't wonder. Anybody else listening? I can share it with you. I was going to announce that this is going to be the last Friday Night Fun Net ever. I was going to retire. We were going to call it quits. But the more I thought about it, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. That wouldn't be right. This is something I look forward to every week, and what have you. No, I thought about it. I said, no way, Jose. I'm not doing it.
Have a lot of shocked people there, Jimmy. So yeah, definitely a great idea that you didn't do that. 73's W9JTC.
Yeah. All week, everybody looks forward to this net. They look forward to Friday all week just for this. I'm not going to disappoint them. That's yeah, that would be a shocker. Yeah, that's for sure. Like I said, tomorrow will be exactly 1 year since I went into the hospital with COVID, and I was thinking, I said, oh boy, what's going to happen? But thank God, Gary K9MED, Larry K9KZT, and Rick K9QDP stepped up to the plate for those weeks of last year, and I got to listen to that's when they did that. Thanks to Gary K9MED, Lemmy is at Ballfang HT. But yeah, Jamie, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Hopefully we'll catch you tomorrow night on the Raichu Net here on this repeater. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater Robert transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Report. Any more stations you want to check in, please call it on.
N96K, Jimmy, about a mile west of you. How you doing tonight?
N96D, Bob here in Freeport, got doing fine, Bob. I don't have to put you down as honorary check-in. So, okay, I was asking the question, what was your favorite, what was the worst April Fool joke you had pulled on you?
Well, Jimmy, I really never had one pulled on me. I always seen through it because of the day it is, you know. The best I ever played was telling a girl I worked with. She didn't quite realize it was April Fool's Day. For about 5 hours, I sat back and harassed her. I just picked on her about her getting a divorce and running off and getting married. And right before she went home, I looked at her and she says, I know, Bob, I know, but I'm married. I said, no, happy April Fool's Day. Blew her mind. She went home and told her husband about it, which I knew him to begin with. That's what's made it even more funnier. So he looked at her when he got home and she told him that. She says, so Are you taking the kids with you, or am I going to keep them?
Oh boy, you know what? I don't know if I want to pull that kind of a joke. You never know how people feel about what happened, but oh boy, ain't that the way it goes?
I was pretty sure I could pull it off with her, only because she was one like to pick and tease on people, and she just busted up. And when she got home, and her husband looked at her so seriously and said, "Well, are you taking the kids with you, or am I going to keep them?" And she come back to work the next day and told me what her husband told her, and I said, "Oh, whatever you want to do, I just pick it on her." She knew it. He'd bring her supper in there on Friday nights because he worked during the daytimes, and kids stayed up a little longer on Friday nights and everything, so he'd bring her supper. And when he brought her supper that next Friday night, I believe this was on a Tuesday, and I was talking there, he said, I've never got to play her on a joke like that, and I even known about it and everything. And she told me what you said to her. When she asked me, I just had to ask her that. I just couldn't pass it up, so it was funny.
Okay, it sounds good, Bob. Hey, before I let you go, now did I see you with the weather spotter class? Were you there or not? Did something come up?
I was there, sitting there with Dave. I'm the one to say hello there, Jimmy. How you doing?
Oh yeah, that's right. You were. That's right. Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay, sounds good. I was walking around to see if I see any radio operators. George N9WSQ, Big Dave N9DLB was there. Brandon K9LA that brought me a mill. N9RPN was there too. So, okay. Hey Bob, thank you for checking in. Less than a week from yesterday. Well, baseball season starts. And I don't know, you know that Albert Pujols is back with the Cardinals, don't you?
Yeah, I know. So he wanted to come back and play one more year and then retire, so. He's not that far away from what? 700 home runs? Am I right there? I think he's what, like 19 away, 17 away, something like that? I like to see him get it. Because he was one of the only home run hitters that's in the modern day era, I should say, through the steroid eras that didn't get wrapped up in that steroid junk, whether he did or used it or not, who knows? I mean, I don't think he did, and we've been down this road before there too, Jimmy, but it is what it is, and everything there, but he was hitting the home runs and everybody else was being accused of this and that and everything, so I'd like to see him hit that number,
Yes, he's gonna do it too. I think that's great. He's back with St. Louis. I thought maybe he'd end up with the White Sox with Tony La Russa. Back with Tony La Russa, I should say. But okay, sounds good. Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what will eventually happen. I think you're gonna see Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Pete Rose get into the Hall of Fame. No matter how you feel about them, they deserve to get in. But that's about it.
Well, as we talked before, Jimmy, many different times, the owners, all the owners, the upper management people, they knew who was using the juice and who wasn't. And if they ever come out and say it, I think that baseball would make them sell their teams if they're still active owners and stuff or whatever, and it'd be a big blow up there, but they cannot, the general manager, the trainers, all that stuff, know who was doing it, upper management, the owners, they probably encouraged it to make it more interesting, and everyone that did it, even though steroids was an illegal drug, but it wasn't a banned substance in baseball, and it is what it is. They all they all deserve to be in it because mainly my belief is that upper management and ownership knew what they was doing. You know, so we've been down that road before. I'll let you go there about it. So, yeah, I hope he gets it. And I like to see them guys all getting to the Hall of Fame. And 9-6 guy.
Yeah, we've talked about this many times when we were on 3-9. So, Bob, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm glad you checked in. I would have to put you down as non-hurry checking like you did last week. I think you were my last check-in there last week. So, okay. 7-3, have a good evening. Talk to you later. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KE9N, Curtin Roscoe, what's going on with you?
Oh, not too much, Jimmy. Been busy selling a few more little things that I got, and just sort of been busy around the ham shack that way. Had to repaint a case for an antenna tuner. It was a bit scratched up, so I repainted that, and I got Jeff Metters is going to come over tomorrow. He hasn't really seen a ham shack per se, and I said, well, come on over, and we're going to talk about a few different things anyhow. But he's going to come over tomorrow afternoon, and I'll give him a little tour of my little ham shack that I got set up. So that's on the agenda for tomorrow. And I don't know what I'm doing Sunday. We'll see what that brings. Back to you, Jimmy. KC9GCR, KE9N.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'm glad. I hope your guest is impressed with your ham shack. So, hey, how did Jefferson turn out this past Sunday? Were you able to get rid of any of your stuff?
Well, I had a lot of stuff that I had collected from Silent Keys, and I had their estate stuff, and so I wanted to go to Jefferson and try to sell the stuff so I didn't have to box it and ship it. Shipping costs are rather high, it seems like. And I sold everything but one item. Prices were, okay. I mean, no one's going to give you top dollar or what you wanted, but I got probably about 80% of what I wanted, and didn't have to box it, ship it, or whatever. I sold, I had about a table and a half of stuff, and I sold everything but one item.
Well, that's good. Well, I'll tell you what. Selling everything but one item is better than not selling anything at all. But that's great. Was there a pretty good turnout there this past Sunday?
But I think so. I mean, it wasn't what I'd call really crowded, but there was a number of people there, so I thought it was really worthwhile.
That's great, considering they didn't have it last year with COVID. So that's great. And okay, hey, I want to tell you this, Kirk. Thank you for getting Richard N9ZO back, his license renewed. Thank you very much for doing that. Everybody around here appreciates that.
Well, there's no problem on my end. It only took me about 10 minutes to do. And they renewed it in, what did I do that on Saturday or Sunday? Maybe it was Sunday. And, by Tuesday, I think it was, or I checked Wednesday, they had it all renewed. I got everything printed off. I have to get that over to Richard. But it's all renewed, and I know he turned 80, he said. So his license is good for another 10 years. I told him I'll give him a call, and we can do the same thing when he turns 90.
That will be great. That'll be great. I'm glad you did that. Yeah, we sure hated to lose him. That's for sure. I'm glad you did that. Well, I don't have to renew mine for about 2 more years yet. So Well, I knew what to do back. I don't know what to do in 2004. No. I don't know what to do in 2024.
Well, like I said, it's not very hard to do on the computer, so I did it that way, and that's the way I've done mine before. Doesn't cost you anything. Now, next time it's going to cost, but as of right now, it doesn't cost anything. So I got that all taken care of. I was just glad to help them out. Like I said, it's not real hard. You just got to know kind of what you're doing. The FCC website is pretty good about that now, too. Some years ago, it wasn't real easy to navigate their website, and so they made a lot of improvements, so it was real easy to do.
Okay, sounds good. Like I said, I'll worry about that in 2 years. Okay. Hey, Kurt, thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you down the line.
Okay, sounds good to me, and then I'm going to be kind of busy this week. I guess I haven't really said a lot to anyone, but there was an email that went out to the Rah-Rah membership, and basically what it boiled down to is the board approved me as being president for this year.
Congratulations, Mr. President. That is good news.
Well, I'll let you know in December how good a news it was.
Okay, Kurt, sounds good. Hey, thanks for checking the Friday Night Fun Net, and enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the line. Thanks.
Hey, no problem. In fact, it was funny because I had a rig that I had to give Gary, W9AXD. He had a friend who was interested in the 2-meter rig that I had, so I met him today at the firehouse in Roscoe. And of all people, the guy walked in, he goes, "Hey, Kurt," and who it was is Larry, HKX.
Oh, okay.
So I had never met him in person, so it was good to meet him in person, and we talked for just a few minutes. He was there meeting someone else, too, but I did see Gary today, and he's doing okay. So, anyhow, had a little ham radio eye-to-eye contact today.
That's great. That's great. You know, that's funny. You two living in the same town, and you never met face to face. That's wonderful. That's great.
Yeah, it was nice to see him. So anyhow, I've got my agenda set up for this year, and actually next Friday for the program. Actually, what the program's going to be is going to be kind of a planning thing, like activities for 2022 for Rah-Rah. We're going to talk about that and see what activities we want to do this year.
I think that is a good idea. That is a good idea, Kurt. And you know, like I said, these on-air meetings are great. I enjoyed listening to them and maybe participating in them. But you know what? I'm hoping that maybe sometime down the road you'll be able to start having their meetings in person again, like it used to be.
Yeah, that's one of the projects we got. Is I don't know what the hospital rules have. I'd have to stop there sometime and see exactly what they feel. I just don't know at this point, but that would be the first place to start.
Well, I'll tell you what. If they're not happy with the idea, I think you guys should really start considering you might have to amend your constitution or your charter or what have you, but the hospital won't let you hold meetings there anymore. You probably should just consider holding them at another public place. You hate to go that route, but you just don't know. It's something to think about down the road.
Yeah, it's a good idea, Jimmy. I don't think there's anything in the Constitution. Now, again, I'm speaking from memory here. I don't have it right in front of me. But I don't think there's anything there that says anything about stuff like that. We can meet wherever we want. We used to meet at the bank on Harrison, right around Harrison and Alpine, if I remember right. And, you know, years before that, we used to meet at RVC, Rock Valley College.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. Oh, okay. Well, let's see what you can come up with there. So that'd be great. Because I was just suggesting what could happen in case you can't. The hospital won't let you meet there. But okay. Well, that sounds like a good idea. And congratulations on assuming the presidency. So, Kurt, I'm going to say 7-3. Have a good evening. Thank you for checking into the Friday Night Fun Net. We'll talk to you down the line.
Okay, sounds good to me, Jimmy. I'll be listening for a while. And as president, one thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to go to the Ford Theater and watch a play.
Okay, sounds good, Kurt. Hey, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening. Okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun at this time? Please call now. That's usual. That's funny. Dean, K9FLO, almost always checks in around this time. But maybe he might. I'm sure he forgot. Well, I think I'm going to stay on there for at least probably another half hour anyway. We'll see if we can pick up any more check-ins. Do we have anybody else who wants to check in? Please call now. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm going to do some more questions on the Friday Night Fun Net Trivia. We're going to read questions from the extra Q&A. So, I don't want to do this digital stuff. Oh, boy. We'll find something here. Okay. What is a typical range for tropospheric propagation of microwave signals? A, 10 miles to 50 miles. B, 100 miles to 300 miles. C, 1,200 miles. D, 2,500 miles. What is a typical range for tropospheric propagation of microwave signals? A, 10 miles to 50 miles. B, 100 miles to 300 miles. C, 1,200 miles. D, 2,500 miles. Anybody correct answer this question? This is K9GCR with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Report. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, do you know where your children are at? Lockdown. At this moment, Winnebago County Jail is going into lockdown for the night. Kerry, K9MED was telling me you listen to some of the jail frequencies on the scanner. At this time, 10 o'clock, they go into lockdown for the night. So that's what's going on. Okay, I'll read this question. What is a typical range for tropospheric propagation of microwave signals? The correct answer is B, Bravo, 100 miles to 300 miles. I think that's going to do it for the trivia segment tonight. We're going to do it again next Friday night. At this time, any more stations who want to check the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. I'm going to give you a rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. Right now, if you're able to pick up the 443.750 repeater in Chicago, it's a CFMC 77-meter repeater. Night Watch net is just getting started right now. It's held every night, 7 nights a week. Sometimes they run for about an hour or maybe an hour and a half or even longer than that. But if you cannot get into that repeater, you can get into that net via the Echo Link. Again, the Night Watch net is held on the CFMC 443.750 repeater in Chicago with a PL 114.8 plus offset. You cannot get into that repeater. You can get in there via the Echo Link. Okay, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater, we will be doing the Saturday evening rag tune net. So, we talked about who wants to be in net control. I think we got set up. I will do tomorrow on the 8th. I think it will be Larry K9 KZT. And if I understand correctly, I think Larry, just a minute, Larry, the K9HKX, Larry and Roscoe, I think he's going to do second week, it'll be on the 8th. On the 15th, it'll be, I'm assuming, unless I hear different, be Larry K9 at KZT. And I believe Jamie, W9JTC, has expressed an interest in being on net control. But we'll see what happens. We'll probably talk more about this tomorrow evening. Again, the Saturday evening rag tune net, tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. here on this repeater. Immediately following that net, if you're able to pick up the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PL 127.3 minus offset, you got the Saturday night fun net. That net is a lot more different than this one. You got checking it's structured different than this net. You got checking a certain way, A through G, H through N, or whatever, so on and so forth. Some of the topics they talk about, I wouldn't even dream of bringing it up on this net. But once again, the Saturday night fun net at 9 p.m. Saturday evenings on the 146.910 repeater in Milwaukee, PO 127.3 minus offset. Okay, I mentioned earlier I mentioned the Greene County Aries races net at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.110 repeater in Monroe, PL 123.0 minus offset with Scott, K9YI is your net control. Okay. The Big Thunder Amps Radio Club net Belvedere meets every Sunday evening at 8 p.m. on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere. PL 100.0 plus offset. The Whiteside County Aries Races group meets on Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. on the 146.850 repeater in Sterling. PL 114.8 minus offset. Should not have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is about 300 feet high in the air on Illinois State Police District 1 radio tower. Monday evenings at 7 p.m. here on this repeater. The Monday night rah-rah info net. Larry K9 KZT and I share the duties of net control. Of course, this past Monday I wasn't here to participate because I was at the weather spotter class here in Freeport. Larry, I think he had 10 check-ins, and I was checking number 11 as non-Larry check-in. So okay. The Lee County Aries Races group meets at they have their net at 8 p.m. on the 146.750 K970 Repeater in Dixon with a PL of 82.5 minus offset. The Kishwaukee Ham Radio Club net holds its their net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 Repeater in DeKalb with a PL 100.0 minus offset. Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 Repeater in Janesville with a PL of 123.0 minus offset. The Rock County Repeater Association holds the Rock County Public Service net. At the same time at 7 p.m. we have the first of two health and tech nets on the 147.195 Repeater. Larry H9GO is net control of the Tuesday evening net, and I'm the net control of the Thursday evening net. We ask everybody how things are going, and if you have any technical questions, at the end of the net, Larry K9KZT has CW practice. Of course, he also holds it at the end of the Monday Night Raw on Info Net, too. Rick's K9QDP holds the North America Long Wires net. That net meets every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. on 28.390 megahertz, 10 meters upper sideband. If you're able to check out that net, please do so. The Ogle County Amps Radio Net for every Skyward meets every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. on the 147.165 Repeater in Oregon, PL 146.2 plus offset. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. here in Freeport on the 147.390 Repeater, PL 114.8 plus offset. I host the weekly Stevenson County Aries net. Immediately following that net on the 147.120 Repeater in Boyd with PL 123.0 plus offset, the Greater Boyd Amps Radio Club holds its Wednesday evening net. Then at 8 p.m. on the 147.390 Repeater, Freeport, PL 114.8 plus offset, we have our Wednesday evening swap net. Mel, K9RPN, and I share the duties of the net control. I was net control this past Wednesday. I think I had a total of 9 check-ins. Mel, K9RPN brings us Amps Radio Newsline, 15-minute independent news broadcast devoted entirely to Amps Radio. K9G started the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford. Sorry about the pause there. I was looking for going through my papers there. Okay. Let me give you a rundown of the Saturn nets put on by the Salvation Army. As you know, we no longer host a Saturn net here on Thursday evenings on the 3.9 Repeater, but we're talking about maybe bringing it back at some point in time. We'll see what happens. But anyway, International Saturn Net meets Monday through Saturday at 1500 hours Zulu on 14.265 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband. Central Territory Saturn Net meets on Tuesdays at 1330 hours Zulu on 7.265 megahertz, 40 meters lower sideband. The West Metro Chicago Saturn Net meets on Monday evenings at 7 p.m. on the 145.310 repeater in Wheaton, Illinois. That has a PL 107.2 minus offset. West Metro Chicago Saturday night meets on Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. local time on the CFMC Chicago FM Club 146.760 repeater in Chicago, PL 107.2 minus offset. And yes, I almost forgot to mention this. The Lunch Bunch Net meets every day Monday through Friday between the hours of 12 noon and 1 p.m. A swap net is held at 12:30 p.m. That's on the 145.430 repeater in Downers Grove, Illinois. PL 107.2 minus offset, W9UP DuPage County repeater. And last but certainly not least, the Senile Net is held every day Monday through Friday from 1400 to 1500 hours Zulu on 14.287 megahertz, 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck, WD9MED as your net control. Okay, you're up to date on your local nets. Support your local nets, your local net control operators, support your local repeaters. If you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. Okay, at this time, we have 8 more stations. I'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net. Please go on.
AC9GCR, K9FLO.
K9FLO, okay, Dean. I was kind of wondering about you there. Good evening. Let me put your checking number 424, by the way. What's going on with you?
Hi there, Jimmy. Good evening to everybody else out there. It's Friday night, and I fell asleep. Wasn't feeling so hot later on today, but I'll tell you what, it felt really good, and a little slow right now, but made it down here. I was figuring you wouldn't be on the air at this time, but good to hear you on there still there, Jimmy. KC9GCR, K9FLO.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, you missed Kurt. He was on there here earlier. He made some news. He is the new president of Rah-Rah for this year.
Ah, very good. Yeah, excellent news. That should help the club out quite a bit. Wow, sounds great. And my neighbor, I should say. Yeah, I wish I'd been down there a little bit earlier. I just, one of those things, dinner didn't set good, and you knew something was up, so I let Mother Nature do its thing. So, otherwise, not much happening here, I guess, there, Jimmy. Getting motivated. Now I probably won't be able to get back to sleep later. I hate doing that, falling asleep in the evening, and then I'll stay awake till midnight or something. So anyway, KC9GCR, K9FLO.
That's good. Hey, it's Friday night. What do you gotta go to bed for anyway? Hey, it's April Fool's Day. I was asking everybody, what was their worst April Fool's Day joke that they had polled on them?
Oh boy, that's a good one. Boy, nothing comes to mind right now. Or at least that I remember. Let's put it that way. Gosh, I remember used to have some interesting things happen back when I was working. But anyway, no, I don't have anyone that comes back to memory there, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, Larry, K9KZT suggested that topic last night at the end of the CW, the Health and Technet and the CCW practice there. But okay, sounds good. You're not home. A lot of people don't remember any April Fool jokes being pulled on them. I was saying one time about my mother was going to. when I was a kid, I always ate breakfast. I always had the milk and sugar on my cereal. And she said one time she was going to put salt in the sugar bowl.
And that sounds good. Yeah, that's. I'm just trying to. Gosh, most of the time it was always at work. Something was going on there. Somebody do something or change something, something like that. But now I can't think of I'm trying to get it together at the moment. Didn't do anything really exciting today. Had to go down to Loves Park, Chesney Park, and mail a package at the FedEx store. Sold one of my items that I'd taken to the Hamfest last week, and got that sent off today to a buyer. And that was my big excitement today. Nice day today, nice to have the sun out for a change, but boy, I'll tell you what, I guess it's not going to be such a great week coming up. They're showing rain tomorrow or snow. And Sunday off and on, a little whatever, and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Then I think next weekend it's over with, maybe. But we've got an interesting week of weather coming up. Nothing really great like you want to have in the summer. You know, I was just thinking that we are up to, let's see, today is the 1st, and we have 12 hours and 42 minutes of daylight today there, Jimmy.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, I noticed the sun rises in more or less like in the east-northeast, and it sets in the west-northwest now, just around the 7 o'clock or so now.
Very true. In fact, a week from today will be over 13 hours of daylight, so that's hard to believe. It doesn't feel like it's, as far as weather, temperature-wise, any warmer, but we're going to have a lot more sunlight or longer periods of clouds. I don't know which there, Jimmy.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. That's for sure. Oh, they got a winter weather advisory out for Joe Davis County in our area, and eastern, I think in Grant County, Wisconsin, and the rest of it, eastern Iowa, Cedar Rapids, and Waterloo. That's in the. I'm watching Candace King on Channel 17. They're doing their weather report there.
Yeah, it's not going to be very summer-like. I guess I won't have to go out and put the grill back together or recommission the barbecue grill yet. I think I can hold off another week on that, Jim.
This is K9RFD with the Friday Night Fun Net on the W9AXD Repeater in Rockford, transferring for Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Yeah, it sounds good there. Getting back to April Fool, I was going to tell you, this has nothing to do with April Fool, but you know, my dad always liked to drink beer. When he come home from work, he'd drink a couple cans of beer. On the weekends, it's party. He did spend most of the day drinking it, I'll tell you what. And for whatever reason, I don't know why he did this, he always put salt in his beer. But now this is a true story, I'm not kidding you. We were camping along the Mississippi River between Savannah and Thompson there. And, I'm not kidding you. Instead of putting salt in his beer, he accidentally put pepper in his beer. And he didn't know until he drank it. He said, he was mad. I put pepper in my beer. This is no joke, Dean, he did.
Well, that must give it, maybe he started a new trend doing that. I've heard of that too on the salt. I think that used to be for, I don't know if it added to the taste or not, but I suppose that would maybe knock down the foam that they had on the beer. Maybe that's why they did that. But yeah, I never would
I'm just a straight beer drinker, a traditionalist, I guess. How's that sound?
Yeah, but we'll be talking about that in about 6 months on when we do like the Oktoberfest themes on the Friday Night Fun. That'll be 6 months down the road, sir. That sounds good. Dean, hey, pleasure hearing from you again. You have a good evening, and we'll talk to you next Friday night. So, 7-3s, have a good evening. K9GCR. We'll be clear your final. Thanks for checking in.
All right, Jimmy, take care of 7-3s, and we'll try to be a little earlier next week there. KC9GCR, K9FO, be clear.
Oh, don't worry about it. Our motto is you're never too early and you're never too late to be worthy of checking the Friday Night Fun net. Okay, check in anytime. Okay, are there any more stations you want to check in this time? Please call now. Okay, let me tell you about, oh yeah. We already did that. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Brad, KE8 or whatever his call is now, but Brad Smith and Ricky, W9AXD are in charge of that. I don't know how many stations we have signed up for it, but you'll see in the pertinent information about the Friday Night Fun Net. You've seen updated pictures of my ham shack. You even see a weather report. So you want to sign up for the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page, contact Brad or Rick W9RFD and they'll get you signed up. Go ahead. By the way, yes, you missed the Friday Night Fun Net when it's not on. We got an idea. Just you can listen to it on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page anytime you want. Day or night. Larry, K9MED Don Rochelle is live streaming this net on the internet, and he's also recording this net for a future replay on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. You can listen to past editions of the net too. So every night is Friday night with the Friday Night Fun Net. Well, every day for that matter too. You can listen to whenever you want it. Oh, okay. Is that what? I have something on the news there. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, oh yeah, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. We had no telephone check-in tonight. It's area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. You see pictures of it on the Facebook page. It's a traditional red desktop touchstone telephone. When it rings, it's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony baloney cell phone ring. So, all right. Okay, any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay. What was I going to say here? I was going to think of something else now, but I didn't know. Oh, yes. You know what? Something that I've been neglecting to do is do the radio nut jokes. Let's see what I can find. See what I can find one here. Oh, boy. I think I already read that one. I don't want to read the same joke again. We'll find it here. Okay, this is number 15 of the 30 original radio nut jokes. You know you're a radio nut when you take your scanner to work disguised as a cell phone. Well, I'll tell you what, if you have a homemade radio nut joke you want to pass along, you can give me a call here on the radio or during the net or on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. Oh, no. On the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline. Area code 815-232-FN-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. The homemade radio nut jokes are better than the 30 original ones anyway. Okay. You know what? I better do too. We're just about ready to wind down the net here anyway. I gotta do the amateur's code. Okay, here we go. 1. The amateur is considerate. He never knowingly uses the air in such a way as to lessen the pleasure of others. 2. The amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and the American Radio Relay League, to which amateur radio is represented. 3. The amateur is progressive. He keeps his station abreast of science. It is well built and efficient. His operating practices above reproach. 4. The amateur is friendly, slow and patient, sending when requested, friendly advice and counsel to the beginner, kindly assistance, and cooperation and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes to his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6. The amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country and his community. That's the amateur's code. As Tony, K9RFD used to say, something to live by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. Okay, I'm trying to put get all my papers in order here. I don't want to mess up a cluttered up desk here. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. This is K9GCR of the Friday Night Fun Net of the W9AXD Repeater Rockford transferring from Friday Night Fun Net Central and Freeport. Okay, at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-ins. Okay. K9RFD Tony. REC here in Stevenson County. HC honorary check-in. N9TAB Tracy. It's better app. HC honorary check-in. And we mustn't forget the beautiful Kishwaukee River Yacht Club south of Rockford. Scott A9 Silver Fox, HC honorary check-in. Okay, and the K9FEO, Justin, HC honorary check-in. Brandon, KD9LOA, HC honorary check-in. John, KD9 OVJ, HC honorary check-in, okay? W9KLG, HC honorary check-in. AC9 honorary check-in. Okay. I can't think of anybody else. Do we have any more stations that like to check in? Please call now. Okay, I want to thank the members of the Rah-Rah Board of Trustees, the Board of Directors. I want to thank Kurt K9RFD, the Repeater Chairman, now the new president of Rah-Rah for a year, for allowing me to use this repeater to host the Friday Night Fun Net. At this time, I'm going to run down the list of stations who checked in so far. 89VU. By the way, I had no early bird check-ins tonight, so everything is all check-ins during the net. 89VU, K9KZT, K9HKX, AC9GO, K9MED, N9GBP, AC9NW, KB9YKM, Keith and Cherry Valley, W9QQ, Quebec, K9CFL, K9MED, who was recording this net on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page for future rebroadcast and live streaming on the internet. And K9RGG, KF9SD, internet check-in, N9ZUT, Jeff, myself, K9GC, our net control. K9EPG, Alan Rochelle, good, he's getting his eyeglasses. He's got his TV antenna fixed. WX9RLT, Ricky and Lusbar, K9YI, Scott Monroe. W9GD, the late great Gene Duncan, the king of DX, of course, Gary and Crystal Lake has that call now. Formerly K9FML. N9ZO, Richard, honorary check-in, congratulations on updating, renewing your license. W9JTC, Jamie, N9ZXK, Bob here in Freeport, and Mile west of me. KD9N, Kurt, K9FLO. And these are my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, N9CAB, AA9SF, K9FEO, K9LOA, KD9OVJ. Make that J so it looks like a J, will you? The W9KLG and AC9JZ. A total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, 21 check-ins, 1 internet check-in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 honorary check-ins. That leaves a grand total of 32 check-ins. Okay. Sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews. Be sure you tell your grandparents, your in-laws, your neighbors across the street, down the street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher and your baker and your candlestick maker. Be sure you tell your, tell the clerk behind the counter at your checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, waitresses, and bartenders at your friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. One moment, please. Okay, be sure you tell your tax consultant, tax day is, I believe it's going to be, I think it's going to be the day after Easter this year on the 18th. The 15th is being a Good Friday. Of course, I believe it's Emancipation Day in the District of Columbia. So your tax day will be on April 18th this year, Monday, the day after Easter. Be sure you tell your stockbroker. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter at your local post office when you go to buy stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your new car dealer, your used car dealer. Be sure to tell the members of your local PTA or PTO. Be sure you tell your probation, your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your imams, your ayatollahs, or your mullahs. Be sure you tell be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, and of course your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. The board check-ins are better than that. Make sure you have a valid FCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks. We do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, potty mouths, crackheads, dopeheads, potheads, telemarketers. If you take a knee or clench your fist during the playing of the national anthem, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the bull, we don't take your check-ins. Okay, and that's about it. Oh, by the way, anybody buys these little radios, these ball fangs that they have ham radio, you don't have an FCC license. Don't even think of keying up. Not until you get your license first. We don't take check-ins for those stations who are not licensed. That's all there is to it. Okay, I want to thank everybody for participating in this net. We had a great turnout, 32 check-ins overall. Great subject. What was your what was the worst April Fool joke you ever had pulled on you? So, I want to, does anybody, this concludes our main business for the Friday Night Fun Net. Does anybody else have anything they want to bring up? Any questions, comments, traffic, or input they'd like to bring before the net? Okay, K9EPZ, go ahead, Al.
I have a curious question, because on Facebook today, and I know you Facebook, Jimmy, Justin, K9FEO, posted a picture of a ultrasound, like it's taken, from a baby, and it's either an April Fool's joke or he's pregnant.
Well, I guess it's got to be an April Fool joke. That's all I'll say about it.
I mean, he does have a girlfriend. I guess it's possible, but we haven't heard him out here, so couldn't know for sure. But he did post the ultrasound on Facebook today.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Let me get back to you. Was there somebody else trying to get in there? Other station, come back.
Jim had keyed up the same time Al did. I heard him someone key up silent keyed. Anyway, you guys was discussing a little earlier about putting salt in beer. Well, there's two reasons why I know people put salt in beer. One is to improve the taste, because some beer is bitter tasting from the hops that they use and stuff. And the other thing that I've always been told, that it helps you with dehydration. Alcohol makes you empty your kidneys, and the salt in beer will help you retain water.
K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun Net, W9AXD Repeater, Robert transmitting for Friday Night Fun Net Central. I did not know that. Bob, I really didn't. Of course, I don't. Well, I don't drink anyway. But okay, that explains it. That explains the whole thing. Why Dad put salt in his beer.
I just thought I'd bring that up there. I was busy when you guys was talking about it. I used to sprinkle some salt in my beer, and I can actually tolerate beer a little better with salt in it, because it did improve the taste like it does in most anything. I mean, you can taste, you probably like it, but because you grew up out there in Rydot, you get in the garden, eat a tomato, and people always put salt on tomatoes, right? But I always liked them without it. But beer, I don't know, that tastes just a little bit better with a little bit of salt sprinkled into it. But that's all besides the point. But I thought I'd let you know that there, in case you're still wondering, because I know how people get sometimes. They would start thinking, like, why would they do that? But that's why. Help improve the taste and hydrate you.
Sounds good. Thanks for letting me know that, Bob. Bob, hey, by chance, did you ever put pepper in your beer?
Oh, I never did that, but I remember back when the corner kitchen was still here, and the waitresses, they're getting ready for a bar rush, and they topped everything off. Well, there was a waitress down there that opened up the sugar shaker and put just about half empty, and she filled it full of salt. And we just happened to get that one and put that in our coffee. I really didn't care for salt in the coffee.
Oh, that sounds good, Bob. Hey, yeah, I wasn't worried. Hey, thank you very much for that information, and thank you for checking in. Al, K9EPZ, you still there? Okay, thanks, Bob. Thank you for checking in, and you have a good evening. We'll talk to you down the log there. All right, this is the last call for any stations who want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net from anywhere in the region. With or without traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Jaw. Okay, I think I can safely say this now. Tune in again next week. Same time, same repeater, for another edition of the Friday Night Fun Net. Until then, this is Jim, K9GCR, that control the Friday Night Fun Net. Now goes down this Friday, April 1st, April Fool's Day edition of the Friday Night Fun Net, and return the repeater to the frequency of normal amp radio use at 9:44 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10:44 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 400 hours, 0444 hours Zulu time, depending on your time preference, with a total of 32 check-ins. This net is now closed. The repair is now open for normal amp radio use. 7-3s, everybody. Have a good evening and happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. This is K9GCR. Wishing you all a very pleasant good night. 7-3. KD9MED, K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it. I did a 2-hour, 44-minute net with a total of 32 check-ins overall.
Okay, copy that, Jimmy. I'll go ahead and stop the live stream, get it up there on KD9MED.
7-3, thanks for all you do. K9GCR, be clear. Good night.